Hi guys, it's Sherry. I hope that you are having a wonderful day. Y'all, let's have some fun. Stay tuned. So thank you for joining me today, guys. We're going to have so much fun. We have a giveaway that's coming up in just a little bit. But before the giveaway, we are going to make a fun little project. And then after the giveaway, stick around because we're going to make something oh so cute to display the fun little project that we're about to make. And here is what we're making. We're going to make some truly delightful little paper flowers. So I took a napkin and turned it into my own unique piece of decorative paper to work with. And then I took those and turned those into flowers. But these are no ordinary flowers. What I have done with these is on the back I have added foam pop-ups to them, double-sided, so that this now becomes the topper for a bag, for a gift. It replaces the traditional bow. We can use items like this as the decorative focal element on a present. So instead of buying those same old loopy bows that they sell in the store during the holiday season, why not take some flowers, mount them to some really cute leaves, and turn them into your own unique, one-of-a-kind bow. Not only did you make from using a napkin, but then you created and designed it to be the perfect topper. So I've already made 4, and I'm going to show you how we make these. So all I did was I took one of my plaid napkins, and you can see that I've got the napkin overhang here, and I took away the 2 white ply pieces and just took the decorative piece and adhered it to some beautiful pastel cardstock. Now I'm not going to go over this process because I've done it, but I will have it linked below. So if you are looking for how I actually took a napkin and turned it into these gorgeous flowers or this gorgeous paper, check the description box below because I will have the link to the video that shows you the process on how to do this. So we're going to focus mainly on just putting our flower together. So what I use for my flowers, I use 2 punches. Now you can freehand your flowers, or if you want, you can use your die cutter, or you can find some online and just trace them out. How you do your flowers is completely up to you. But I used one flower that is 2 inches, and then this one is 1.5. And this one is a EK Success punch that I got at Tuesday morning. And this one is a Fiskars punch that I also got at Tuesday morning. But guys, you can find punches anywhere. So what I did is I cut out 3 of the 1.5 inch flowers and 2 of the 2 inch flowers. So I just punched them out, and the process is going to be very simple. So I'm going to flip it over because it might be easier to follow. So on our first flower, we're simply going to cut in and remove 1 petal. Then on the second 1.5 inch flower, turn it over, we're going to cut in and we are going to remove 2 petals. And then on the third one, the third 1.5 inch flower, we are going to just cut straight across and remove 3 petals. And that's how we're going to build this. So the first thing that I'm going to do is just take it and just kind of curl it in my hands. You don't have to do this step, but I just like to do it because it helps me to start folding it just a little bit easier. Then I am going to take my reptile craft adhesive, I also call it reptile glue because that's easier for me, and I am going to take some, put it on a petal, and then I am going to take the other petal. I'll do it this way because it'll be easier for you to see. I'm going to take the other petal and just cross it over and fold this onto the back of it. So all I did was overlap those 2 petals to get this shape. And the reptile glue is so fast drying, it catches very quickly. So it is my favorite glue. And then I'll take the other one, and the process is the same. So you put glue on one of the petals, and then you just overlap it with the one on the other side of where you remove the two petals. And now we have an opening where we've got these stuck together. So this will go down inside just like that. And now we want to take this one where we only removed one, place our glue, and we're going to get it stuck down. So then once we have these three done, all I'm going to do is take my scissors and I'm going to just snip off a little bit of that bottom on all of these. Because you don't want that strong point that you get when you fold it, because it'll make it hard to put it together. So then at this point, I am just going to add some hot glue to the bottom. So that's what I did. I added hot glue to the one that has the little petals like this. Then I am going to take it, place it down inside of the one that has 3 petals, and just let that dry. And then I can add my hot glue to the bottom of this one. And then I can take this one, place it down inside of the one that has 4 petals. And you can see how we're just building up a flower. So now we have these. We've got 1, 2, 3, and then we'll have these 2 2-inch pieces. And all I'm going to do is take one of my 2-inch pieces. You can curl this with a pencil. You can curl it with a big fat stylus head, or you can do as I'm doing and just use your fingers and just shape it. And you guys can see just how durable this is, because I'm literally taking my finger and scratching along the side where the napkin is, and I am not tearing this napkin. I know that's been a concern, but for me, I have not had any problems with my napkins at all. So then I'm going to take this piece, lay it on top of this one, rotate it and turn it however you like. I am going to leave that bottom piece flat, but you can curl that as well if you want. Okay, so now that we have this, we are now ready to join this. And because we did cut off that point on the bottom, it's going to make it a lot easier when we put the hot glue down. So I have put my hot glue on the bottom. All I'm going to do is take this and just get it positioned wherever I want it. Hold it until my hot glue firms up. So there we have it, guys. We have another gorgeous flower, but I want to add a couple of leaves to this. So I have one already, and all I'm doing is taking some scrap paper. The scrap size is totally up to you. This is about a 2x2, but it's completely up to you the size that you want to use for yours. So all I'm doing is creasing it. Then I'm just going to take my scissors, come in at the bottom, and just cut out a flower shape that I like. This is kind of like when we used to cut out snowflakes in school many years ago. That's all this process is. So then I'm going to take my nail board here, and I'm just going to go along the edges and just age and distress this a little bit. And you can see how I've taken some of that shine off. So I'm doing that here as well. And now we have 2 sweet leaves that will go on this flower. And how you position yours, completely up to you. You can even add 3 leaves. You can build a whole spray if you wanted to. So I am just going to take a little bit of my hot glue, place some hot glue there, and then I'm just going to put it down. So I took my second leaf, placed it down, and now you can see we do have a gorgeous flower. We do have a gorgeous bow alternative. And the larger the flower that you cut, the larger the bow that you're going to have in the end. So it's completely up to you. but I think that these are just great little toppers. And then I have my foam squares, and guys, for the life of me, I cannot remember when I got these. Some of the things in my stash might be as old as my youngest daughter. I really don't know, and she's 23 years old. So there we have it. We have got this gorgeous, gorgeous flower. Now we are going to do that fabulous drawing. All right guys, so I have my names loaded in my mini web tool here, and it will randomly pick my winner. Before we actually draw the winner, I wanted to explain how I actually loaded names. So I had many of you that had multiple entries earned from either VR's Facebook or Instagram. So what I did was I went through and I loaded all of your entries in at one time. So that's why the name Deborah BUC appears so many times, because she had multiple entries, as did a lot of other people. So I am going to go ahead and scroll here, pick my random winner, and my winner is Nilda R.I.V. Nilda R.I.V. You are my winner. So congratulations, Nilda. Make sure that you send me an email to poshpaperladygiveaways@gmail.com within the next 24 hours to claim that Xyron sticker maker. And for everyone who wants to stick around, I have an awesome part 2 coming up, and it is a beautiful way to present those wonderful paper flowers that we just made. Well, congratulations, Nilda. And thank you to everyone who participated in this wonderful, wonderful challenge giveaway. I really enjoyed seeing the Facebook post. I enjoyed the Instagram pictures, the couple of VRs that were done. Really, really, really had fun with this. And you guys have some phenomenal talent out there. So I really did want to say thank you to everyone who participated. And now let's make the wonderful, wonderful display for these. So guys, as I promised, I am going to show you a fun and fabulous way to display those beautiful paper flowers that you made, so that if you are gifting them, immediately the person is going to see this beauty and just go, oh, I can't believe this. This is fabulous. Or if you have these sitting out on your craft fair table, things like this are truly eye catchers, and that's what we want. So what I have here is just a little acetate bag or box, whatever you want to call it, that holds my flowers. And this will hold at least 6 of the flower sizes that we just made. But I think this is just an awesomely sweet way of presenting these beautiful, beautiful paper flowers. So let's make it. So for this project, I am using a piece of acetate that measures 8.5 by 11. And I am going to hold this up like this because it's got a glare on it and it will blind you guys. But when I ordered my acetate, I ordered the wrong thing from what I normally get. But it was one of those happy accidents, because this particular pack of acetate, I believe it has 100 sheets in it. I can't even remember how many were in here, but they are very easy to work with. It's not as stiff as the acetate that I normally work with, but the end result gives me the same quality of what I was working with before. So I'll have a link for this in the description box. But guys, it really is, it was a value for the money, and I'm actually happy that I made that little accident. So this is an 8.5 by 11 inch piece of acetate. Then I have a 2 by 12 inch piece of my covered napkin for the handle. I have a 1/2 inch by 12 inch piece for the wraparound border here. And then I have an 8 5/8 by 6 1/4 inch piece for my lid. All right, so the first thing that I'm going to do is put my acetate in on the 11 inch side, and I am going to make a score at 4.5. And what I like about this acetate, I don't have to go over it as many times as I did with the other. And then I'm going to rotate it to the opposite 11 inch side and score again at 4.5. And then I am going to turn this to the 8.5 inch side, and I am going to score at 2 rotate it to the opposite 8-inch side, and score at 2 again. So then I am going to take my acetate, and I will have to bring this up to my eyes, guys, because I cannot see this, but I am going to fold and burnish all of my scores. Luckily, there aren't that many, because it really is. If you've ever worked with acetate, you really have to bring it to your face to see that score mark. So once I have my scores folded and burnished, I'm just going to loosen this up a little bit, because I really don't want them to be as crisp and as hard as they were. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to hold this up. Hopefully you guys can see that I've got score marks here in the center, and I am simply going to cut up to my score line to create my tabs. And when I create the tab, I'll angle in on that tab like I would on anything else. Alright guys, so I have my tabs cut out, and here is all I did. I did it on a white piece, and basically here's where we made our scores, here are the center tabs, and this is all I did. I simply cut out the tabs, angle cut them, and then I reduced them in size. So putting it together is going to be very simple. I am not going to be using any glue or tape for this part of the project. All I'm going to do at this point is I am going to make sure that my little tabs are nice and crisp, because I want them on the inside. So I'm just going over them with my bone folder, and I am going to take this, make sure that the tabs are on the inside, bring up one side, bring up the other side. And then very easy, what I'm about to do is, so having this at the top, just like this, I am going to use my paper piercer, go through, take a brad, put it in, and this is how I'm closing this. Now you can use another method if you want. For me, I think it's cute, so it is the way that I tend to close my acetate bags. So I am going to do it at the bottom, just going to punch through, grab one of my brads, pull that out, and now I can take the brad, put it in, and I've got my bag nice and closed on one side. And so we just repeat the process on the other side. And so now I can use one of the napkin pieces that I removed from the black and white plaid napkin and just go about cleaning up some of the fingerprints and whatnot that might be on here. So there we've got our nice little holder for the flowers. Now we need to make the lid. So to make our lid, we need our piece that measures 8 5/8 by 6 1/4, and we are going to score this at 1 and at 2 on all 4 sides. And then we are going to fold and burnish all of these scores. And then once we have the scores folded and burnished, we're going to have 3 corner pieces that we need to get rid of from all 4 sides. So I will go up to the second score mark, drag down, then I can angle in here, remove this completely, and remove that. And that is how we get rid of those 3 pieces. So again, I'll go up to that second score mark, drag down, angle in, go up to the second score mark, angle in while dragging down, and then remove this piece. And then I'll remove this piece. So now you can see we've got 1/2 of the box ready to go. Okay, so once we have our box top looking like this, all I'm going to do is take some glue, place it on my flap, fold my flap into the glue, making sure that I have my edges nice, crisp, and tight. Then I'll use my bone folder to go on the inside And let's get all of that stuck down. And then once we have the box put together like this, we're going to have these outer flaps. Let's go ahead and place glue on these flaps. And we'll get this stuck down. You can close this with a tape runner as well. I like to. You can, and we'll just fold it in and get it stuck down. And then once you have it all folded in, just go along the complete inside to make sure that everything is nice and stuck. And now for the moment of truth. So we're going to take this, put it on the top, and you can see that we have a nice fit on this. So now we can take this piece, and I am simply going to run just a little bit of glue along the back. So I'll start placing it down just like this. And I'll just work my way around with my glue. So let's just take this and fold it. And we're just wrapping it around to the front of the lid. I'm going to use my bone folder just to get that nice and stuck. Then when I get to the front, I'll place the glue on the actual paper itself. And we can get that stuck down. And as you can see, it doesn't come all the way to the front, and that's easy to fix because we're going to take just a little sticker, and you can put anything on here that you want, but I am going to put "You are amazing." And so now you can see that I have covered up where they don't quite meet, and you can do the same with yours. You can cover it up, or you can add a flower. You can do whatever it is you want to do with this. So we've got this. Now we need to make our handle. So I am going to take my 2 by 12 inch strip, and I am simply going to fold it into thirds. And I'll crease that just to get a nice little crease going. And then I'll do the same thing here. And you can make it as wide or as narrow as you want. So then I am going to take my glue, place glue on the outer portions of this handle, just like this. And then I'll just fold it in onto itself. Use my bone folder. Get everything nice and stuck. Then I'll run it along my desk just to get that curve going. Then I'm going to put my lid on because I want to make sure that when I'm punching my holes for placement. So what I'm doing is I'm making a mark right below the lid of where I want to punch, because I want to make sure that when I put this handle on, my lid won't be interfered with. So I've got my hole just like that. And now I can take my handle. I'm going to punch a hole in that. Mini brad. Put my brad in. Take this. Open it up. Just like that. And then I'll take it on the other side. Punch my hole. Take my mini brad. And then we can put this in, and we will have a sweet little handle for this already adorable acetate box or bag, whatever we're going to call it today. So now I can take this and just flip it backwards, take my lid, put it on, and now you can see I have got this wonderful, wonderful little box to hold my flowers. So I have taken a few flowers from the other one, and I am going to just tuck it down inside just like this. And if you wanted, you could put shredded paper, you could put raffia, anything that you wanted to put in here to dress yours up more. But I love this whole concept. I think being able to see these little flowers sitting out on a craft fair table or presenting them to someone as a gift, fabulous. And congratulations again to Nilda. Guys, I hope that you have loved this sweet little project. If you have, please hit the like button. If you are not a subscriber to my channel, I would love to have you join my online crafting family. You guys have a great day. Happy crafting, and we'll chat later. Bye.